It's time to start.
Hello, everybody. Good morning and welcome to USA Bowl in Dallas, Texas for the Roto Sport Challenge Fall Series. This is the last week of the Fall Series. Be taking a break after this until January 9th. So this is the final week. We've taken the top 8 out of 3 games of qualifying, bowling on the Scorpion PBA oil pattern today. We've taken the top 8. Get the qualifying scores here. Jayce Borja, number 1 qualifier. Morgan Davis, Brady McDonough, Jaxson Bonnett, Katharina Mente, Millie Goodwin, Kelsey Quinney, Durflinger. So they'll bowl bracket style. Number 1 bowls number 8, 2 bowls 7, 3 bowls 6, and 4 bowls number 5, and single elimination match. Winner moves on, loser goes home. So they're bowling on fresh oil patterns. They bowled on three games qualifying on different pairs. So these 8 competitors are coming down to a new pair with a new oil pattern, fresh oil pattern on the PBA Scorpion. The Scorpion oil pattern definitely not easy. 42 feet, 30.55 units of oil. So much heavier oil than they're used to seeing. And pretty flat as well, 1 to 2.12 ratio. So they're not getting any help from the oil pattern. Outsides, not a lot of friction out there. Going to be wet. They're going to be precise on their lines. Watching qualifying, there's a lot of variation in how they're attacking this oil pattern. Some going very straight up 15. Others hooking the whole lane. We've got Molly on 36, going through the nose. Brady on 35, going through the nose, leaving us 410. Drake on 34, taking his first shot in the first frame. He's got a straighter approach to it. He leaves a 10 pin. Brady shooting at the 410. And trying to bounce it off the wall. Opens his first frame. All right, and Jayce going high as well. So looks like they'll need to make some adjustments. There's definitely some transition we saw in qualifying. So relatively low scores first game. Much higher scores as the pattern developed second game. And then it kind of came back down again the third game. So we'll see how the bowlers adjust to the fresh on new pair. Kelsey shooting at her washout, threading the needle. Right there, Katharina on 34. That looks like a good shot. She leaves a 10 pin, a little bit light in the pocket. Morgan Davis, 35, picking up her spare. And Brady on 36, starting his second frame, trying to recover from his first frame open. Make a little adjustment, gets a little more outside, and that is going to go long, going that far outside. And he leaves a 1-2. Katharina picking up the 10 pin. Jaxson shooting at a 3-6-10, and he picks that up. Molly leaving a 7. Brady shooting at his 1-2, and he gets that. And we've got Jayce on 34. Powerful two-hander, and he comes up high again, but this time leaving a big 4. Molly shooting her 7 pin. She makes it. Morgan on 36. And she's a little bit high and leaves a 4 pin. All right, so the matchups here on our left pair, Jayce and Drake be bowling each other. Whoever wins advances. Jaxson and Kat. Oh, picking up the big 4. Sliding it right over. That's just how you do it. Great shot. So Jaxson bowling Katharina. This Cat on the scoreboard. We'll call her Cat. And Brady bowling Molly and Morgan bowling Kelsey. So the winners of each of those matches will advance to the next round, semifinals. So Molly on 36. Playing a pretty straight line. Light pocket leaves a 10 pin. And Cat striking on 33. Is that the first one of the match? It is. Out of everyone. First strike. Brady on 35. It's a little more inside on 10. That's going to be high. Trips out the 10 pin, though, for a 4-7. So he's kind of in between there. He was high on this last frame. And Jayce can't capitalize on his spare conversion. Pops it in the gutter. Again, a lot of volume. 30 mils. Very flat. So they're not getting any help from the pattern. They've got to hit these shots. Drake on 34 coming in light. Tripping out a 4-7. Brady going after his 4-7. Makes it. Kelsey on 36. He's on a spare. And Jayce leaving a 2-8-10. At least doesn't have to shoot at it. So he will open in the third. Morgan, 35. That's going to cross over. Trips out that 9 pin. Cross over just enough. You're going to need a score. Morgan, you score. Gave you 9. And Cat leaving. Is that a bucket? No. So 2-4-5. Yeah, give yourself credit for that. All right, Molly on 35. That's going to be high, and she leaves a 3-6-10. So Cat shooting the 2-4-5 on 34. That looks, it's perfect. Great shot. Jaxson on 33, shooting at a 6 pin, and he makes it. Molly shooting at her 3-6-10, and she makes it from the left side. And Jayce, that looks like a better shot right there, right in the pocket. So we need looks like a reset on 36. We'll focus on our left pair. Drake leaving a washout. So as the pattern develops, as they play on the pattern, they're going to break it down where they'll start to develop a little bit of friction on the outside, and they'll be able to move in a little bit more and play off that friction. But until that happens, it's going to be rough out there, and we're seeing that right now. So Drake shooting at his washout. He's on a strike. And we've got 36 reset. He's got a chance. Oh, wraps the head pin around the 610. Kelsey makes her 10 pin. Now we'll get our right pair moving again. We got Brady on 36, playing a little bit straighter. Yeah, he's going to have to move in and get it out there. So he leaves a 3-6-10. Cat on 33. Also playing straighter and crossing over, leaving a 6 pin. And Brady shooting at his 3-6-10 in his 4th frame, and he makes it. Kelsey 35, starting her 4th frame, playing the right to left. Frozen rope there, leaves a 4-7. Cat shooting at her 6. Gonna make that. She's a very good spare shooter. Morgan on 36. And can't quite get that 7 pin out. Drake on 34 in the pocket. That's a good shot. Puts 10 back. Jay starting his 5th frame. He's on a strike. That's outside. And puts another one in the ditch. Again, there is little to no friction until you get down to 42 feet. You get off the end of the pattern. Very flat. So if you're used to seeing a house shot, that ratio is going to be about 10-1. And we see Brady putting 10 back. And this is just over 2-1. Jayce leaves a 9 pin. Cat trying to get the 1, 2, 8, 10. It's makeable. You just got to slide the 1 over into the 10. She gets a little bit too much of that head pin. Leaves her 10. So Morgan on 34. She's starting her 5th frame. A little bit light there, leaving a 2-4-5. Molly getting her 10 pin, sparing it up. As she closes her 5th frame with a spare. And Jayce striking in the 6th for him. All right, Jaxson sparing his 5th frame. Kelsey on 36, playing the right to left, right in the pocket, sending 10 back. So Molly on 35. Now looks inside, and she leaves a 3-6-10. Drake on 33. He is on a strike. And that looks left all the way. But he just leaves a 9 pin. Jaxson 34. That's left as well. He leaves a 1-2. Molly shooting her 3-6-10. She gets the right side of the 3 pin this time. So Brady left himself a 2-8. That's going to be, well, in this angle, looked like he was going to drop the 8 pin, but he picked it up. So he spares his 6th frame. Drake picks up his 9 pin. And Jaxson picks up his spare. It's a pretty tight matches all the way around. Drake's a little ahead of Jayce. Brady and Molly. I think Brady is about 10 ahead. Morgan and Kelsey are neck and neck right now. So very close. Every shot counts. Making the spares is the name of the game. And Kelsey getting her 10 pin. Good shot. Morgan shooting at her 1, 2, 4, 10. Getting a little bit too much of the head pin. Leaves a 410. Brady sending his high road down the lane. Wow. And that was outside, but he had enough hand on that to get it back. It's the light pocket mixer. Molly needs to answer that on her 7th frame. And that looks good. She's right in the pocket there. That's a good line. Drake picks up his spare in the 7th. Jayce shooting at his 5 pin. He picks that up. But he spares the 7th. And Morgan's going to go high on that one. Leaves a 3-6. And let's see what Kelsey can do here. And she gets some 10 backs. That's going to close the gap between her and Morgan. Kat going about straight up 10. Gets a little bit light. Leaves a 2. Jaxson getting the mixer there. And Brady on 36. See if he can answer Molly's strike. He gets it outside again. He's playing a lot of angle there. But he gets them all to go. Kat picking up her 2 pin. Molly needs to answer Brady's strike. That looks like a really good shot. And she gets 10 back. It looked a little bit left initially, but there's enough oil right there where she's playing that it held right to the pockets. It's good play. Drake, his 8th frame, falls off a little bit, comes in light, gets the 8 out, and leaves the 2. Jayce has an opportunity to capitalize on that. He leaves a 4. Kelsey working on a strike. In her 8th frame, she crosses over. Can't tap the head pin. She leaves a 1, 3, 6. Morgan has a 1, 2, 4. Drake whiffs his 2 pin. That's going to give Jayce a chance to catch up, but he will give that right back to Drake. Kelsey now trying to pick up her spare. Pocket shot will knock that out. Ooh, but she wraps it and leaves a 6. So that'll be an open in her 8th frame there. And Kat on 33. She's on a spare. She's going to go high. Molly looks like she's going to cross over. She's trying to get the lefty strike there. So she leaves a 5-9. And she was on a double. And Drake putting them all back. Brady on a double here. It's a little more inside than what he had before, but that's right in the pocket. Good shot there. So he's on 3 in a row in the 9th. And Kat picks up her spare. Gets her 6-10. Molly shooting at the 5-9. And she just gets the left side of that 9 pin to trip it out. So now Morgan and Kelsey. So Morgan's on a spare, so this count will be important. And she leaves a 7 pin. Really needs a strike playing way outside. That is not going to come back. Leaves a 1, 2, 8. Drake playing up 5. Looks like with a Omega Crux. A little ASIM Pearl action there, and that just continues to go straight. And Jayce crossing over for the strike. So Jayce's going to need a little help from Drake to advance. Kelsey shooting at her 1-2-8. Got a chance, and she gets it. Good spare. So Molly in her first shot of the 10th. Can't trip the 10 out. Close. And Jaxson going high and leaving a 6-10. Brady trying to close things out. That's going to be inside, but he just leaves a 3-pin. And Drake getting his left rail there. So he gets a spare in his 9th frame. And Molly looks like she pulled it. Yeah, she opens her 10th frame. So that will give the match to Brady. So he will advance as he barely gets his 6-pin. And Drake, this is his 6-10. Sorry, Jaxson misses his 6-10. So now Kat starting her 9th frame. Ooh, right in the pocket. Gets that 7 out. All right, so that puts her back in the mix there against Jaxson. Kelsey leaves a 4. Shakes him out. And Brady, well, I thought he left, but he came back. He's going to try a different ball. Looks like he's picking up a phase 2. Jayce a little bit inside. There's some hold there, but he leaves a Greek church. We'll see if he can make this. He made the big 4. See if he can get 2 huge spare conversions in one game. So Brady throwing his phase 2, and that's it's a little more aggressive cover. And he shakes him out to finish with a 202. And Drake leaving a 1-2. See if Jayce gets this out. That was close. That was close. What can you do about that? So he was going for count. Usually if you want to try and pick that up, you'll go to the left side and try and slide the 4 over into the pins on the right. But he was legit going for count, so he's going to finish for 130. And Drake is ahead of that already, so that'll be a win for Drake. Drake will advance. Morgan tapping out that 10-pin. Take a look at that. Good shot. Getting that 6-pin. Down in the gutter. Just shaking that out. That's the ball reaction you want to see there. All right, so Brady advances. Kelsey finishes with 148, so Morgan will advance. She's already 166. Drake will advance. He's already ahead. He's got 160. This will be for count. And so he'll get 167. And Jaxson and Kat. So they are still sorting this out. So we'll see how this goes. Kat is on a strike. Jaxson is on an open. So Jaxson is going to need this. And he's going to need a little help from Kat. And he goes a little bit high and leaves a 4-pin. So Kat on a strike. It's going to be high. Oh, high, and she makes it. That's I think the 210 or the 410 was standing there for a little bit, but that will take care of it. So it'll be Kat over Jaxson, Drake over Jayce, Brady over Molly, and Morgan over Kelsey. So I think Brady and Morgan will face off on the right pair, and Drake and Kat will face off on the left. So we can take a look at the oil pattern they're playing on today. You can see it's pretty flat, 42 feet. Again, 30 mils, 42 feet, so 1 to 2.12 ratio. So again, no help from the outside. We're seeing that. You get it right, it's going to stay right. And there's some hold in the middle. But what we saw in qualifying was there's a pretty good amount of transition mid lane. So we're going to start to see A little bit of change, and the players are going to have to adjust. We saw Brady took a look with his phase 2. It's a little more aggressive cover stock than I think the high road he was throwing. So we'll see if he wants to move right and play that line with a phase 2, or stay. He's going to have to move in a little bit with his high road. So we will see how it shakes out. I just saw I was muted there, so I don't know how long I was talking to myself, but we're back. We've got Morgan on a double in the 7th. And that looks inside as well. Looks like her last shot. She leaves a 6. And Drake puts one in the channel on a spare. That kind of cancels out the benefit of his spare that he made in the 6th. And puts Kat in the lead by 2. So this is Morgan's 8th frame. She'll make this and keep the pressure on Brady. He's about 12 down. He's on a strike, so in his 7th. So he needs this to stay close. And that's inside, doesn't like it. Yep. But gets the 3 out. That's a little extra count for him. And Kat goes wide. So it only scored him a 7, but we'll fix that after this frame. And that's got to read a little bit, and he makes it. All right, Kat picks up her spare, and Drake spared his 7th frame. So we've got a tight match over there on our left pair. Brady down 18. And he got it. Good pocket shot. That's Brady's 9th frame. Kat coming in light, leaving a 2. All right, so Morgan starting her 9th frame. And she's in the pocket. 6 taps the 10, doesn't take it out. And Kat picks up her single pin to fill her 8th frame. That's a Morgan shooting at a 10 pin. And that just got it. Good. Good shot. So she'll finish her 10th frame on the right. Drake. 8th frame on a spare. That is inside. He 6, 7. All right, Morgan even another 10 pin for her first shot in the 10th. She's at 192. She can strike, spare this, and strike for 213. 203, I mean. Drake gets 2. Morgan's picking that up. That puts her at 193. Strike here will be 203. There. She trips out her 10 pin. So that is 203. Oh, read a little hard for him. So he leaves a 4-7. So Drake 2-8-10. And Brady needed that one to advance. So he'll pick that up. So strike here will put him at 188. So Morgan's going to advance our final match. Cat leaves a 6-pin. There's the strike he wanted. All right, so he'll finish with 188, the 203. So Morgan advances. And Kat looks like she's got a pretty good lead going into the 10th. All right, so it looks like Kat has her match in hand, so we will take a short break, move some cameras, and we'll be back for Kat versus Morgan for the finals. All right, enter back for our championship match. Katharina Mente versus Morgan Davis. Katharina will start off and up the 8 board, coming in light. The higher seed gets to pick the pair of choice. So obviously Morgan gonna bring Kat over to her pair. And so Kat goes a little bit long, leaving a 1, 2, 4, 10. And she picks it up. Nice. Morgan, ooh, pocket 7-10. All right, oh, Morgan going for it. She'll get the 10 pin out, though. Right, Morgan starting her second frame. Pulls it inside, crosses over for a 5-9. Morgan shooting at her 5-9, using her strike ball, and she gets it. Fair for her. Taking a re-rack. Cat leaving a 10 pin. And just enough of that 10 pin to pick it up. Starting her third frame. Frame 35. Up 10. That looks like a good line. There she goes. Slight mixer taps that 7. Morgan playing a little right to left, playing it right to the pocket. A strike in her third frame. Leads Cat with a 10-point lead. Morgan, fourth. That looks like a little two left. And leave a 3-6-10. And oh, there you go. Makes it. Pops the 6 off the wall. Gets the 10 out. And Cat right in the pocket. Oh, can't get the 7. Like about 4 pins went right by the 7. But couldn't quite tap it out. Cat right at the 7, picking it up. Spare for her 4th frame. Holds on to her 10-pin lead. And starting her 5th frame. 5. About 7. That's going to go a little bit wide, leaving a 1-2-8. Use her spare ball. Okay, just a little bit. Get the head pin on the left side. That might be too much. Oh no, but she gets it. Spares her 5th. Morgan starting her 5th frame. And just a little bit high, and she leaves a 4-7. 4-7, leaves a 4-9. Seen a lot of 4-7s, but I'm sure she'd prefer that. You got a 4-9, so you got to try and slide that 4 over into the 9 or bounce it out of the back. Going for the slide. Can't quite make it. That's an open. $76. Now there's the 4-7, but she's also got a 6-pin with it. So it'll be tough to make. And she whiffs them all. 83 in the 6 for her. Cat starting her 6th frame on a spare. That's high flush. 10 back. Gonna put some pressure on Morgan. Open the 5th and the 6th. I need to come back, make a little adjustment on high the last 2 frames. Cat up 10. That was 10 at the break point as well, and it just never hooked. It's straight. Just 1 or 10. Seen this made today. Is there an 8 back there as well? There is. 1, 2, 4, 8, 10. This will be a challenge. Got a chance. Gets it. Right there, just the left side of the head pin, slide it over into the 10, get the rest with the ball. Morgan on her 8th frame, makes the spare. Got 103 in the 7th. Cat starting her 8th frame. High flush strike right there. Her 9th frame. Over 10. There, she's dialed in. Great shot. Morgan starting her 10th frame on a strike. And, ooh, can't get the 5 out. That 43. That puts it out of reach. That's going to make Kat our winner for our last week in the fall series. And, ooh, late 7. She just leaves a 10-pin. Morgan going spare strike. Finish up with 163. And, oops, gonna miss that, but it will be enough. So Kat 193 to 163. So Kat, our overall champion for the last week in the fall series. So we'll be back for the spring series January 9th, and we've got the Youth Open next Sunday, so be sure to watch for that. Congratulations to Kat, Morgan, all the competitors today. And remember, if you're enjoying the content, take a moment, subscribe, click the notification bell, and you'll get notified anytime that we go live. So thanks for watching, everyone. Be safe. Have a happy holidays. We'll see you next week.